Welcome. I wanted to share a very short, sweet flow with you. And it's just 10 minutes, and this is something that I like to do when I'm traveling and I don't have so much time to go to a studio and do a 1-hour class. So this is a pretty simple class and it's accessible to most people. And let's get started. So as you come to standing, just come to the front of your mat and look down at your feet and make sure that the ankles are right underneath the hip joints. And also look at the direction of your feet and make sure that the toes are pointing forward and that the heels are pointing back. And it's just going to set up the foundation all the way through the legs and the hips. As you ground through your feet, just open your heart, float your arms forward and up for Utthita Hastasana. And you make your legs strong and start to press into the ground and use the energy of pressing down to stretch your arms up and out. You can even start to take the arms back just a little bit and you'll feel the upper bones of your shoulders moving into the back of your heart. This will give you a little bit more stretch in the front of your chest. Bring your hands to your heart center or to your hips to fold forward and touch the ground for Uttanasana. As you fold forward, if the back of your legs are a little bit tight, just bend your knees until you can comfortably touch the floor on fingertips. But then start to make your legs strong and then start to make the legs straight as you bow in. Lift and open your chest for Ardha Uttanasana. And the idea is here to get more stretch and opening through the upper body. So if you need to, just bring your hands onto your legs. This will give you a little bit more height and take the tension out of the back of the legs as well as the lower back. And then fold in. Take your hands to your hips, take your shoulders back. With an open chest, rise to stand. Take the arms forward, take the arms up, Utthita Hastasana. Again, you can start to take the arms back just a little bit, get the front of the chest expanding and stretching. Bring your hands to your heart center or your hips and fold forward to touch the ground. Release your fingertips, lift and open your chest, Ardha Uttanasana, and fold in. Last time, take your hands to your hips, take your shoulders back. With an open chest, rise to stand. Moving with the breath, float the arms overhead, full stretch on the inhale. Bring your hands to your heart center, fold forward with the exhale. Lift and open the chest, Ardha Uttanasana, and then step to plank pose. This push-up position, you want to just look at the hands first to make sure that they're wide enough to create space for the chest. We're going to lower to the floor in a second, and as you set the distance of the hands, your chest is going to move to the arms. So you want not only the distance wide enough to accommodate that, but you also want the fingers pointing forward. It's going to protect your wrists over the long term. Bend your elbows, lower to the ground. You can bring your knees to the floor if you need to. Without moving your hands, point the toes, take the shoulders back, lift the chest up and forward for cobra. Reset the feet, lift the hips, push back, downward facing dog. Right from here, step forward to meet your hands, Uttanasana, forward fold. Lift and open the chest, half stretch forward, and then fold in. Take your hands to your hips, take your shoulders back. With an open chest, rise to stand. Carry the arms overhead, full stretch again. Bring your hands to your heart center, bow forward, and release your hands to the floor. Lift and open your chest, half stretch forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Step to plank pose, push-up position. And again, check the wrist, distance of the hands, and the direction of the fingers. Then also look back at your feet, make sure that the ankles are still in line with the hip joint. Open through the chest. Bend the elbows, lower slowly to the earth. If you need to release the knees, no problem. Point the toes straight back. Take the shoulders back, lift the chest up and forward for cobra. Reset the feet, lift the hips back, downward facing dog. Take a couple of rounds of breath here. From the back of your heart, start to stretch out through the arms, get the spine open. Channel that stretch all the way down through your legs. We're going to come into crescent pose or high lunge. Step your right foot forward, come onto fingertips and open the heart. When you step forward, there's a tendency to narrow the stance. So you just look and make sure that the ankles are still in line with the hip joint. And then once you get that settled, we're also looking for the knee directly above the ankle. This is going to protect the knee joint. Keeping the knee directly above the ankle, rise, bring your hands to your hips. And if you feel unstable here, this is an awesome place to stay. Just hang out here, no problem. If you have a view like this, you just enjoy it, you can stay here all day long. Float the arms overhead, reach for the sky, full crescent. And again, you're channeling this power of the legs, you're stretching it up through your upper body, out through your arms. You can even lean back, nice and sweet. Come back to center. Step to plank pose first. Set the distance of the hands and feet, and then just push back, downward facing dog. I'm going to do the left side, step the left foot forward, and again come onto fingertips, giving you space to check out what you're doing. Check to make sure the feet are still as wide as your hips. Front knee over the ankle, rise, bring your hands to your hips. Hands on the hips, settle into that front leg. When you settle down a little bit, this back leg will tend to bend, so you want to make it strong but stretch it out straight. Float the arms overhead, full crescent. As you stretch out, if you feel comfortable here and you feel stable, you can take the arms back, which is going to open the chest, and you can start to lean back with that power. Stay for a couple of rounds of breath. Come back to center. Replace the hands. Step back. Plank pose. And then in plank pose here, we're just going to steady the body. Open through the chest. And then start to just let the breath flow. You need to bring your knees down if your arms start to shake. No problem. When your body's shaking, your body's just building strength and stamina. Totally cool. Push back, downward facing dog. We're going to come into Parshva Konasana prep. Step the right foot forward in the middle of your mat. Turn your back heel down. You just align the front heel with the arch of the back foot. These are the gravity lines of the body. The energy moves down into the earth to these points. So you line up the leg bones, open through the heart, and same thing with the knee over the ankle like crescent, same alignment. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh, take your left hand to your hip, and just turn your heart open to the side edge of your mat. Take the left shoulder back, stretch the left arm overhead, turn the palm forward, and then reach overhead. As you reach overhead, keep, especially this bottom arm, you want to continue to push out to keep the chest buoyant, light, and free. Each pose, you just stay for a few rounds of breath, and then step to plank pose. Each time you step to plank pose, check the hands, check the feet, but then open the heart. So you want to build the strength, but you don't want the strength to limit your breath or that sweet energy that's moving through the center of your body. Downward facing dog, push it all the way back. Step the left foot forward, spin the back heel down, same alignment, front heel to arch of the back foot. On my fingertips have the ability to check this out. Also check the front knee. Make sure the front knee is over the front ankle. Bring your left forearm to the left thigh, take your right hand to your hip. Open your chest towards the right side edge of your mat. And just take a couple of rounds of breath here. This is a stage one, so you can also hang out here. Some days I just kind of, when I'm at the seaside, I chill like this, check things out, watch people go by, just enjoy my breath, enjoy the moment. Totally cool. Stretch your right arm overhead, turn the palm forward, and reach overhead. As you reach overhead, you're using the power of your legs to continue to support the lift of the heart. Couple rounds of breath here. That's good enough. Step to plank pose. Plank pose, steady arms, steady legs, but a free and open heart. Downward facing dog. Bring your knees to the ground. Sit your hips back for child's pose. When you come into child's pose, you want the arms and the upper body just to settle in. If you have a little bit of pain in your knees or your hips, you can just take the knees wide and settle in through the center. Use your hands to rise. Walk your hands back. You're just going to come into a seated position. You can do a cross-legged position. So as we wrap it up, just come to a comfortable seated position. You can come into Sukhasana where the shins are just resting on the ankles, or you bring the feet in. This is called open Siddhasana. This is the pose I like to meditate in and do breath work. Settle the shoulders back and just move the arms so that the chest is free and open and the body is lifted. Close your eyes. We'll just do a little sweet breath work. Take a nice inhale through your nose. And then you're going to exhale out through your mouth. And that sound and the speed is what calms the nervous system down. Take an inhale in. And exhale out. We're mostly looking for that exhale. The exhale is super slow, super sweet. Inhale in. Exhale out. 2 more rounds like that. Inhale in. And exhale out. The speed of that exhale is just bringing the nervous system back to center. Inhale in. And exhale out. Good. And then just for a few moments, just stay in the stillness of your body. Allow the mind to just be calm and sweet. No adjustments of the breath, no adjustments of the body. Bring your hands to prayer pose at your heart center. As you bring the hands together, you stay in this stillness, you stay in this calmness. Bow your head to your heart. And take a moment and we just give thanks for this opportunity to move our bodies and experience the joy of being in this instrument. We are all so blessed. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.